I'm Gwen Marston. I'm an instructor with iquilt, and I'm going to show you a quick, efficient way to make bias. So first we'll cut the bias, and a true bias is on a 45-degree angle, but you don't have to be exactly on a 45 degrees. So I just put my ruler down and cut an angle. And then, because it's going to stretch, so then to make an easier cut, I've cut up on the cut like that. And I'm just going to do a narrow piece here of bias. It's just going to be a little bit under an inch wide. I'll put that over there. And here's how you make the bias, and then I'll show you what happens next. So what I do is I set the sewing machine on a basting stitch, and I'm going to baste it. And then once it's in place and sewn down, we just take that basting out. So here is what happens. You roll one side over, and then the other one just slightly sew it over the top of that. So they're overlapping just a little bit. And then we're just going to sew right down the middle of this. So this, you can make a lot of bias really quickly this way. If you miss a little bit, it doesn't matter. If you kind of veer off and don't catch the whole thing, you've got enough, so it'll work just fine. So I really frankly feel that making bias this way is about the fastest method there is, and I sometimes think that I would probably win the World Cup for making bias the fastest if they had that category. So there you go, there's the bias. So now what we're going to do, here's the little block showing you what we're doing here. So here's this. Here's the bottom of this next basket, and here's the top. So now this is the part where we iron the bias into shape. So let me just put these pieces here. Get a nice angle on it so I can work. Here it's real important to make sure you've got the raw side down, and then you just start shaping the bias. Get these two pieces, the top and bottom part, lined up, and then you're shaping the bias by pulling it and shaping it with the left hand and following it along with the iron right behind it. And there it is, with no puckers. So the next step then, you can just snip this off like that, like that. There's the bias. Then I would start by putting little pins in there. We'll just start that a little bit. And you pin the whole thing on, and then, let me get my fingers out of the way so you can see this. So then when you stitch this on, you want to start with the inside curve first, because that'll make it go easier and lay flatter. So the inside first, then the outside, and take the basting stitches out, and the basket handle is on. So if you want more tips about liberated quilt making, take my class on iquilt. See you there.